to pin this. Hang on so people know what the heck we're talking about. Pin comment. Hopefully that's it. There we go. There we go. Hey, Megan. Hey, sorry. Is it sorry? Sari? Sorry. Sorry. It's gotta be. I'm so excited about you. Congratulations on getting engaged. That's so awesome. When's the wedding? So, she ordered for all of her bridesmaids. That was so smart. We've had a couple people do that, and she got a very generous gift for all of them, so that's very exciting. Hey Rhea, how are you? There we go. Right, Grant. Yeah, oh my gosh, you changed it on the fly. You're so sweet. Thank you. There we go. Right account. Hi everybody. Oh, Corey Seidel says, hi honey, you look great. You know, usually during the week he's working hard, and so I'm like, did you get a chance to watch? And he goes, nope. Maggie, hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hi. I was on my wrong account, says Grant. Oh, you have more than one. Oh, I have to tell you guys a funny thing. Somebody swore in my account, and I said, sorry, you may not swear in my account, and so you are blocked. And she literally came back 7 times and was like, haha, I'm back. I'm gonna bug you again. And I'm like, no, you're not. Block. I just kept going. I was like, really? Anyway, we have some fun stuff that happens. Bliss Kiss fans, hello, Anna. Sorry, says thank you. You're welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Hopefully next year you're getting married. Congratulations. Gosh, so excited for you. My girlfriend she's getting engaged. She's gotten engaged, and like 2 months later they're getting married. So they'll be getting married in September, and I cannot believe I'm getting to be a bridesmaid. So excited. Rhea says, lovely to see you. Hi, my name is Samantha. Hello, Samantha. This is my first time watching. Sarah, you are going to have a blast. Rhea says, you look dashing. Thank you. You guys are so nice. You're such a boost to my ego, especially because it's kind of like, okay, I have to get in the bathroom, have to do makeup by 9:30 so I can get in here. And so that's good for me to have that deadline. Otherwise, I spend like an hour doing makeup. Hello, just joined. Nail oil came in the mail. You guys this is so fun. 4-ounce autumn bottle should be to you guys today. Can't wait to receive winter. The anticipation is unbearable, says Grant. I know. You're gonna love winter. People, even Corey, he was like, he thought that crisp was my favorite, and I was like, well, yeah, I love it. But no, I like, my favorite is whatever season it is, except for spring, which is pink sugar. So that's when I enjoy crisp. Okay. All right. Oh, what are you going to be wearing on your nails? What was that question? Come back question. What are you going to be wearing on your nails for the wedding? I don't know. She has said that we are allowed. We get to wear black cocktail dresses, so that we can rewear it again. And it sounds like she's not picking that we all have to be the same, which is great. So I just need to go find my little black dress, and I would guess probably something silvery sparkly, but it depends on what her accent colors are. If she goes with pink roses or something like that, I might go that direction. So I will for sure post my nails when we do that. That'll be in September. I'm so excited. Grant says, winter is such a nice, fresh, evergreeny scent. Really makes me feel warm and cozy. That's what it does for me too. My hair's going funky weird. Okay, that's better. Hey, yeah. Okay, my first time buying the lotion stick, Natasha says. 2 questions. So can you put it on every time you put the oil on your nails? Yeah, you can. What you'll find is that the water resistant barrier that the lotion stick creates actually makes it so you can oil a little bit less. So you oil your nails and then you trap in that oil with the lotion stick, and you can actually wash your hands 2 or 3 times, as long as you're not scrubbing them like a doctor. I usually just mostly wash my palms with a little bit of soap on the outside, and then I have this wonderful beaded, the water just beads up, moisture barrier, and so then they don't feel dry, and then my cuticle lines, my skin still feels nice. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be warm here. You had 2 questions. I feel like there was 2 questions. First one, so you didn't give me your second question. So he says I was gonna say silver for my nails. Can you go over what shellac for manicures is and why it can damage your nails? That is an excellent question, Grant. So shellac is one of the first soak-off gel products that came on the market, and it's by, if I want to say, C&D, I'm pretty sure. I could be very wrong. Anyway, it's gonna be warm here. So it's a soak-off gel, and now there's a lot of other companies, and there's a lot of stuff from China, and a lot of, quote, universal lamps for whether they're UV or LED for curing gel. And Doug Schoon, author of Nail Structure and Product Chemistry, says one of the biggest mistakes that people are making is they're taking one product and they're mixing it with a different brand of lamp. And he says that every product, every company, so for shellac, they have created a partnered lamp. And so when they're creating their product, they're creating it to go with how that lamp works and the curing. And there's serious problems with under-curing and over-curing. And they both can lead to allergic reactions, which is, and the problem is that once you get an allergic reaction, it will never, ever, ever go away. So if you get allergic to acrylics, you will never be able to wear them. If you get allergic to gel, same thing. And a lot of people think that gel and acrylic are, that noise. My son is pulling out the hose to water all the flowers on the back deck. So sorry about that noise. Anyway, lost my train of thought. Thanks, Bradley. It'll come back to me, or you guys will remind me. So basically, the problem with those, I was talking about allergies, and it's the acrylic and the gel, they're very, very similar chemical makeup ingredients, but with a slight change. And so what happens is with acrylic, it hardens, it gets very hard. And with gel, it doesn't harden the same way, it cures. And curing and hardening are very different. And so what is the part that damages the nails is actually the nail professional, or us DIY people who think we're following the instructions, but part of the problem is that the companies write crappy instructions. In fact, even the big companies, so like C&D, OPI, all of these, I analyzed all of the directions that they all gave, because Doug was teaching a different thing. It was that you have to soak the gel for a lot longer than what's on the instructions, and you should never, ever, ever scrape it with an orange wood stick, which is, I don't even know if they're made from wood from orange trees anymore, but I don't know why we still call them orange wood sticks, or at least I do. And so all of the instructions say once you've soaked the gel for 10 minutes that you should just sort of scrape it off with an orange wood stick or some other tool. Well, the problem is, and I've lost my pictures. Where are my pictures? They're gonna go glare on you because I'm gonna redo them so that they're not. But what I want to show you guys is, so if the light will behave, I'm trying to remember which one is which. Yeah, this one. Can you guys see it? See that big old gash right there? That is from an orange wood stick. That is what happens when you scrape product off the nail plate. And so when people say, oh, it doesn't harm your nails, well, that picture will tell you that it does. And over on nailcarehq.com, if you Google that, and also Bradley, stop. Corey, get Bradley to stop. If you Google that plus gel and how to properly remove gel, you'll see all of those pictures and Doug's explanation. And so what can happen is that you need to soak for a good 15-20 minutes, potentially even 30 minutes, depending on the gel. And for those of you who are just getting into it, one of the biggest things is that people don't realize is that when you start to remove it, you have to sand off the top shiny surface, or else the acetone cannot penetrate. And so then people will be sitting for 30 minutes and go, well, it hasn't done a thing. Well, it's because you haven't done that required step. And so when you soak, you should be able, and take your foil off, or if you're using our manicure clips, when you take that off, you should be able to just slide off the gel. Like just using finger pressure and a cotton, you should be able to just slide it off. And if you see any or feel any residual bits of uncured gel, soak again for another 10 minutes and it should be able to slide off. Okay, that is the way, excuse me, that is the way you don't damage your nails when you're using gel. It is physically possible, but you don't grind down the nail plate when you're putting it on. You will, the gel does require that you sort of, again, buff off that shiny surface. So it takes just very, very little pressure to take off. And you're just roughing up the top couple of layers. And that is so that the gel has a little bit to adhere to. Because, you know, think about trying to get stuff to stick to glass. So if it's really shiny, it's not going to bond real well. So that's, wow, that was a long way of saying gel doesn't damage your nails, people do. So I hope that helps, because gel is an amazing, amazing product. The problem is that people are not getting educated enough. And the other problem, big problem, is that they're either undercuring or overcuring because they're not using a lamp that goes with the actual product. Second question, I brought the 4 ounce of the summer fragrance with, which I love. Can I put it in the freezer even though I didn't open it? Absolutely. Yeah, that's smart. And we have a gal who emailed us or told me on a live. She said she's had her 4 ounce in her refrigerator or her freezer. Doesn't matter. They both work. For 4 years. And when she pulls it out to refill her little dropper bottle, she says it smells fine. It looks fine, just like the day I bought it. And so what happens is the refrigerator and the freezer is cooling the product down so that the bacteria and stuff that makes things go rancid, it can't get in there, and it certainly can't, or if it does, it can't grow. So I hope that helps. Yes, keep your 4 ounce bottles in the refrigerator. If you keep it in the freezer, it's going to get more solid, and that's because of olive oil. If you think about the olive oil, like if you take a big bottle of just straight olive oil, stick it in the refrigerator, it's going to get hard and you can't pour it out. You have to wait for it to thaw out, which is really, really hard with those big giant Costco bottles. But just put it on your counter for a couple, like for an hour, and it will thaw out. Bliss Kiss fans, yesterday my sister got her mustache waxed and it was all red. I told her apply your nail oil on her upper lip and her redness was gone in like 10 minutes. It is fantastic to get this feedback from other people. I know this, but to get other people who say that, yay, 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 yay. I know, it's just magical. And paper cuts, oh snap, it's the best thing for paper cuts because those hurt like the, and yeah, it stops the burning within 10 minutes. So, and then it helps it heal faster, so within a couple of days, and you're not tortured by chronic pain for 48 hours, 72 hours. Okay. Let's see, there's a whole bunch of stuff that I want to cover, but y'all are asking me so many great questions. Okay, let's see, what do you have on your nails right now? I thought I saw a flash of hollow. You did. Okay, very good. Okay, I have, what do I have? of finger paints. I don't know what color it is, but it's a really beautiful fuchsia kind of color, moving into red. And then I did a light green hollow stamping of Color Club from the Hollow collections. Oh my gosh, I love those polishes. And so they stamp beautifully. I can't tell you what stamp I used. Stamping plate. I have so many. There's so many that I want to try. You guys, I have things that I've collected, and I don't ever have time to play with them because I'm working so hard for you guys. Anyway, yeah, it's very, very pretty. It makes it almost look like a different color, so very fun. Okay, Sarah says, I have a question. My nails still break and split even though I've been using your oil for a year. I've had a lot of stress over the past few months. Can stress cause that? Love from Germany. Yes, stress is one of the biggest reasons why and it's usually, so when people say my nails suddenly started misbehaving, and I go, what happened to you 4 months or 6 months ago? And almost like 90% of the time, people go, oh, I got divorced. Oh, I started a new medication. Oh, I was diagnosed with this thing. Oh, I started school. Oh, I'm in finals. Or I just finished finals. All of these big stresses. I moved to a new home. These can, and unfortunately, since your nails take approximately 4 months to replace themselves, depending on the speed that your nails grow, that's when it gets to the tips and you go, what suddenly happened? It didn't suddenly. It was way, way back then, and now you are seeing the results of that. And it can take, depending on the stress, if you're in that stress, a new job also. If you're in that stress and it takes you 4 months, 6 months, a year to sort of level out and feel normal again, that's how long it's gonna take. Like when I had my abdominal surgery, it took me a year and a half to completely heal so that I felt normal. And for over a year and a half, my nails were crap. And I already have very, very thin nails. So to have them be even worse was horrible. And I really, really relied on my 5 layers of polish. I relied on my oil. And then I also kept them shorter. I just had to, your life determines in a lot of ways, especially as they get longer. So our nail oil helps your nails not break. Well, the problem is because they're not breaking, now we end up having longer nails, but our lifestyle doesn't allow us to keep them. Like right now, let's see, in October, I brought my brand new, well, he wasn't brand new, he was a year and a half, my Sooth, he's a Frisian horse, and I brought him home in October, and I was like, yep, those nails are never going to be as long as they used to be when I was sitting and just typing and writing at a computer. So they are. This is horse nails, you guys. This is nails that I can have with horses. So it's still really cool, but I wear gloves for everything. I am now doing a lot of gardening and planting flowers for this ginormous piece of property. And so I wear gloves all the time for everything. I wear gloves to transfer the laundry to the dryer. I'll wear gloves to do, obviously the obvious one is doing dishes. I try to do dishes as little as possible and get my children to do that. But when I am, and I'm doing the deep cleaning of the kitchen that nobody else will do, I'm wearing gloves. So I hate them, you hate them, we all hate them. That sounds like it could be something from Dr. Seuss. But yeah, we hate gloves, but we gotta wear them. It's like you make a choice. People will say, well, I want long nails, but I refuse to wear gloves. I absolutely hate them. And I'm like, well, you have to pick. You you get to pick. Do you want the nails or do you want no gloves? You can't have it both ways. And so that's where we make choices. So I hope that helps, Sarah. Grant says, I think I can wear normal polish for about a week. If I do a certain trick, I do a layer of ridge filling base coat, normal base coat. Oh, ridge filling base coat, then normal base coat, then ridge filling again, nail polish color, then 2 layers of top coat. You know what? This is such a great example of what Anna is suggesting kind of works for me, which is great. I mean, for a lot of people, it is the answer for 5 layers of polish, 2 layers of base coat, ridge filling base coat, 2 layers of color. Oh, and that base coat has to be wrapped all the way around your tips, all the way to your finger. So the 2 layers of base coat, then 2 layers of color, not wrapped around, because it's a royal to try and get that out. And then for me, just 1 layer of top coat. But Grant has figured out that it requires a little bit more, which is great. So thank you for that, Grant. Play with it. We have to be our own darn science experiments. And I think we want to rely on everything else, but there's this cool thing called empirical research, and that is there are no studies. And that's really with our oil. There are no studies, scientific studies out there, but you know what? We've got a boat. I can't even think of anything without swearing, because it's a lot of before and afters of people just, it's like, this is it. This is my before, this is my after. This is my experience in a testimonial, and you get to decide whether there's enough empirical research that way to go, okay, does this really work? And so it's really, really exciting. People go, I can't believe that an oil is doing what I thought a nail strengthener should do. And the problem with nail strengtheners is that they make your nails too hard. So you think that harder is stronger is better, but it's not. Because if you, here, let me just tap my hands. I do this a lot. You whack your fingernails against a hard surface, the hard surface is going to win unless your nails can actually bend. And that's what we want. So a nail strengthener is going to make your nails too hard, and we don't want too hard. We want strong yet flexible. We don't want overly soft kind of flexible, and that's what happens when we're taking a shower and our nails get soaked with water, because our nails can soak up 1/3 their weight in water, and it is the most dangerous chemical to our nails. It gets in between the layers and it pulls them all apart. So where was I going? I lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me, or one of you will remind me. Where was it? Holy snap. Okay, it's gone. It'll come back. Natasha says, I bought the nail clips and I used them yesterday. Oh my goodness, they work amazing. Thank you I'm very happy with my purchase. Yay, thank you, Natasha. So, for those of you who do not know about these magical little clips, our manicure clips look like this, and this simple little thing will change your life forever. So what I figured out, the best way to remove polish rather than sitting there with a cotton ball, this is how most of us do it. We soak up that cotton ball and we sit there and we rub till it dissolves. Rub, 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 rub. Okay, you're taking something that was liquid because it had solvents. The solvents evaporated, and the product, all the resins and everything that was left behind got hard. And then now we're going to take this with a solvent. So acetone is our solvent, the very best one because it works the quickest. And we're just going to sit there and rub, rub, rub. So now we've taken a more solid product and we've dissolved it, and we now have all of these beautiful colored pigments that we love. And what are we doing? We are grinding those pigments, especially if you're going back and forth this way, but we're grinding those pigments into the top layers of our polish. And this is the way you get the lovely shades of pink and blue and green that don't want to go away. So the very worst thing we can do is actually scrub, but all of us do it that way. So I created this soak and swipe method because I was like, how do I get my polish to stop staining my nails? And also, I hated the time that it took to scrub them. So what I do is I unroll a cotton ball. Sometimes it's tricky to find the edge, but it really is. This is how a cotton ball comes. It's all rolled up nice. And so I will just take pieces of that, saturate it in acetone, almost dripping. And so then what you do is apply that to the nail, apply that to there, and by the time I get, so I start with my pinky, by the time I get all the way to my thumb, if I'm just wearing normal polish, I can literally go, so I can take this clip off. Let me do it on my pinky. So I can open it, swipe with the cotton, it didn't get left behind. Open, swipe, open, swipe, open, swipe, open, swipe, you're done. And that is what Natasha did. And oh my goodness, it works amazing. And here's also why it works even better, because when acetone is evaporating, it's freaking cold because it evaporates so fast. And it feels like you're kind of soaking in ice, which is, I don't like that. But what's great is that, and then Doug had talked about in nail structure and product chemistry, that warm acetone helps dissolve products faster. But at that time, these little guys didn't exist. And so he was like, if you warm it, don't warm it in the microwave because that's very, very dangerous. You could blow things up. Don't warm it on the stove. That's even more dangerous. So what you're supposed to do is take this bottle of acetone that you've got going on, and you're supposed to sit it in hot water and let it sit for 20 or 30 minutes and warm that acetone up. I do not have time for that. I'm lazy. I want to do things when I want to do them. I want to get it done. So the really cool thing is that your body temperature warms up that acetone because now it's trapped in there and it works faster. So it's a win-win all the way around. And they're a small investment that's just gonna make your life so much easier. So, okay. Roaring Tiger, I used your nail file yesterday, and oh my gosh, it is the most amazing, absolutely best file I've tried. Even my mom loved it. I know, right? It's amazing. And by the way, I went and snagged all of the questions that you guys asked me yesterday that I didn't get to. And I know there's a bunch of questions today, and if I don't get to them, I am going to write them down and I will talk about them tomorrow. So, Roaring Tiger asked, I want to do the 3-day hydration, but I've broken a nail. I don't have glue. I've done the tea bag method. I'm worried about my nails breaking over the hydration treatment. The hydration treatment won't make them break. It won't make the break worse. But depending on the kind of break or tear that you have, usually it's just not going to get fixed. And depending on how deep it tears down, changes things. I used to do the tea bag method. Actually not using tea bags, but I used fiberglass or silk wraps, and then you're still using the nail glue, which is basically like super glue. And so it is a product that dries hard and it doesn't bend, and so then it cracks really easily. Well, the oil is going to get in all of those cracks and it's probably going to make it lift. So for the most part, if I get a break or a tear, I kind of give up. I cut them short, and what's really cool is that the nail art community has taught me that short, manicured, well-filed, well-shaped nails are still beautiful too. And I think a lot of people, they're afraid, especially if they've gotten longer, and especially if they're bloggers. They're like, oh my gosh, you guys won't see me for the next month because my nails are short because I trimmed them all down. And I chime in and I'm like, no, please do more nail art tutorials because we need more. More people have short nails. So embrace the short nails if they break. The ones where I will do, and it's my new repair, which is technically not a repair, it's a glorified Band-Aid. A very nice looking Band-Aid, as you'll understand. But when I've had ones that tear way back here into the quick, tore into my nail bed, are bleeding, incredibly painful. A tea bag or a whatever is not going to fix that, not going to make it better. So I will clip it as short as I can, and then what I will do is use an artificial plastic nail. So not just a tip, but the entire nail. And then I file that. So I went to Sally's and I got like I don't know, it was 100 nail tips and all different sizes. And so I'm able to pick the one that's close enough, and then I file it to shape my nail just right. And then I glue that down. And what's amazing, what's really great about it is that because it's such a harder surface, it's better than a Band-Aid. It actually, and then I can polish it just the same, and it works great. It usually will, based on wear and tear. So basically you've glued that down with nail glue. Forgot that part. And with wear and tear, it lasts about a week, and it might pop off, and then I just glue it back down again. To remove it when the glue is still intact, you want to soak it in acetone for quite a while. So that's where the clips come in really, really handy, because the acetone will dissolve that plastic. It is one of those that's not acetone resistant, which is good. We want that. We want the plastic tip to dissolve, and we want that nail glue to dissolve, and it can take a long time. So just be patient. So that is how I've done that. Endless Shade says, I'm bad at keeping up with nail care. I just ordered your starter kit. I'm loving your crisp scent. It's my favorite. So for those of you who are like, oh my God, this is just too much work, let me show you how fast. You literally can get it done in less than 30 seconds. So you're gonna take your nail pen, and basically the way I do it, this is a brand new one. This is a good way to show you. So it's gonna come brand new to you, and if you look at it, there is a little air bubble in there. And that is because we cannot fill it so full that there's no air bubble, because then it leaks out. And then you get a product that has oil in the bristles and you think it is used, and it's not. It's just been overfilled. So if you get one that has oil in it, it's because literally, it's 3 drops. If 1 drop is not enough, you get this big air bubble, and 1 drop too many, it pushes and it leaks through. So if you have one that's like that, yay, good job, you got 1 drop of extra oil. Anyway, so you've got to get rid of that air bubble, and we do it just kind of like a doctor or a nurse who's going to give you a shot, and you're going to twist the bottom. And it takes quite a few, and sometimes it takes longer than that. So now I've got it filled, so you can see. And if I have time, I will sit there and I will paint it like this, like when I'm watching a movie or something. But if I'm sitting at a red signal, I don't have much time. So I will just swipe it this way, dig in a little bit, get on the backs, just do that, and then I brush, or, I'll do. It's about 5 clicks, so a click per nail. And then, so I'm done. Okay, done with that. And then you just sit there and you rub it in, and you rub into your matrix, because you want to, when you rub here, you're stimulating the matrix. You are increasing blood flow. So you will actually make better nails if you're rubbing it in. And so I just sit there and I rub, and you're done. So it doesn't, and if you've got extra and you don't want to feel greasy, just rub it in. I rub it wherever. And yes, crisp is wonderful. Actually, I just put on summer, and that summer smells like pina colada. I love it. Grant says, yes, any stress, good or bad, can affect your nail growth. Yep. Do the soak and swipe nail clips work? I want to try them so badly. Microwave mustache. If you caught me earlier, I just explained how they all work. If you didn't, you can catch this entire live for the next 24 hours. And here's a tip, you guys. If you, you know, you missed the beginning, or you want to be able to skip through the part that you were actually here, if you push on the right side, push on the right side while it's playing, it will skip forward 3 minutes. So you can skip forward, you can, if you go the other side, you can skip back. It's fantastic. Hello, darling.
Hello, there you go.
Oh my gosh, you guys. I've been saying this every day. He brought me a clock, which is gonna go right up on that wall. That's awesome. Okay, I got 20 minutes. Woohoo! Okay, so yes, I talked about the soak and swipe, so get on here, click backwards, click forwards, however, and I showed you all how it works and explained that. Somebody says, love my nails. Thank you, thank you. Grant says, oh my gosh, summer almost made me throw up. Sorry, Anna, just my personal preference. But I think it smells really pineapple-y, and well, he says fake pineapple-y, and other people love it. And this is a great example of when I say, what does something smell like? I can only give you an overview, because everybody smells things differently. So like winter, people will pick up more of the pine, and other people will pick up more of the citrus, the like mulled citrus cider on the stove. So it's really hard, you know. Summer's supposed to smell like a pina colada, and it's got pineapple in it, so that's okay. I know that you like others, Grant. And it's really good. You know what? It's a good comment that not all of them are loved. And if you really, really can't stand something, let us know. Let us know, and we will take care of you. Oh, Cinderella, I think you asked this yesterday, and I was gonna address it. My nails tend to split where I have ridges. How can I stop that? Okay, so this is a great thing about talking about ridges. And ridges are the thickest part of our nail. So we really do not want to buff those down. So if you think, I like the analogy of, you think of two mountains. So you've got a mountain here, and you've got a mountain over here, and you've got a valley in between. Which part has more dirt? So obviously, it's kind of like a duh, is the mountain. So we want to keep those mountains. The problem is the valley in between. So that is where your nails, back here at the matrix, whether it's stress, whether it's diet, whether it's health issues, little spots on your nail matrix are not functioning at 100% capacity. And so what it does is it makes thinner, it makes less layers, thinner nail cells. So we want to fill in those grooves. That's the problem. And so that's why we do it with a ridge filling base coat. If you get splits that go right along a ridge, all the way down, all the way to the matrix, then that little portion of the matrix has died. Well, it hasn't been, it's not died, sorry, wrong word. It has been damaged. So it will always perform inferiorly, whatever the right word is, not as good. And so if you get that chronic split that happens all the way down, then basically you can fill that with nail glue, or we have one of our bloggers who has, I want to say it's Wicked W, but I could be wrong, has a plastic nail tip on all the time, and that is because her nail is constantly splitting down there, and you can't do anything about that once the matrix has been damaged. So it is very easy for the nails to split right along that ridge, and there's really not much you can do about it. So it's really just sort of babying, band-aiding, using the plastic nail tips to compensate. Somebody says, I constantly get scratched by my cats, and the first thing I do is slap nail oil on them and they heal like magic. Yes, it's true. It's so true. Hello. Oh, this was back when I was showing my nails. Roaring Tiger says, trying to get my boyfriend to use your oil. So far, no luck, but I'll keep pushing him to use it. This is so funny, and Corey's probably listening, but It took him an entire year to start using the oil. And he is a horrible skin picker and nail biter. So it was like, honey, stop. But so he finally used it, and shocking, his nails look better. Will you make a nail biting stopper that helps you stop biting your nails? Samaya, if that's your whole name. I've been doing a lot of research about nail biting, and I've got an article that, I think the longest article I've ever written, and more like a scientific paper, about nail biting and the studies that have been done. And one of the interesting things is that the polishes that taste terrible, those solutions that you put on your nails, they don't work. They may work for a few days, but everybody that was in those studies, they just didn't work. Also, having people tell you to stop biting your nails didn't work. The thing that I found really interesting was, so to answer your question, no, I'm not going to. But we have a lot of nail biters who have replaced that habit with using our nail oil instead, also putting polish on their nails. Then they're pretty, and you look at them and you notice them, and it's a little harder for some people. That slick surface, it's harder to bite. Most people find that applying our oil, myself included, because I am a skin picker, so if I've got dry skin, I'm going to sit there and I'm going to work at it, and I have a spot right there that I could work at. And so as I replace that with oiling, and then it softens the skin, and then there's less skin to be picking at. So the other thing that I found interesting with the articles was that they said there's no conclusion that anxiety contributes to it. And I'm like, baloney. Every single person that I talk to who I see that they bite their nails, I ask them, why do you bite your nails? And they're like, I have anxiety, I have depression, I have whatever. And then other people, it's a smaller percentage, they're like, yeah, I do it because I'm bored. So sitting there watching a movie, stuck in traffic, whatever, they start picking and biting. So I found that interesting, because I don't believe that anxiety does not. Anxiety does contribute to it. And I do know that when I am dealing with my own anxiety and I'm starting to itch, I'm starting to feel like my heart's going like this, I will tend to pick more. So, but basically the very, very best thing that you can do is replace that behavior. And speaking of, we did a study, or not a study, we did an informal test group for nail biters, and we have opened that group. It's still closed, but we've opened it up so that it's not private anymore. So we have that support group over on Facebook, and if you go into Facebook and you do a search for Bliss Kiss, you will find, of course, our main Facebook page, and then you'll also find the two groups that we have of the skin pickers and nail biters, and then also we have another one for people who are dealing with skin issues like eczema, psoriasis, GA, RA, and then there's probably a host of all kinds of other ones. And so the nail biters, they are finding success with making sure, and I put them back on my purse, but making sure that you have infant nippers, not regular ones, but infant nippers with you at all times, especially if you're a skin picker. So if I've got this teeny little piece of skin that is separated, then I can get in there and I can snip that skin before I can sit there and work at it. So that is, for me, that is pivotal. For people who bite their nails, the nail file is critical, because like Corey and my mother, if there's any little jagged edge, they will sit there and they will either pick at it or they will bite it. And so if you can smooth that, like my mother said, she has multiple files in every room of her house for that reason. And her nails look really, really nice. They've gotten longer. So the nail file is critical. Our oil is critical for keeping the skin soft. And yesterday I forgot to talk about, but we do have a mini of our lotion stick. And so this also contributes to keeping the skin soft and replacing that behavior. So if you need support, go to the Facebook group and join. We are doing our best to make sure that we are on there every hour to make sure that we are, if you do a request, we're getting you involved as quickly as possible. So just do that. Because, and I get in there and my best friend gets in there, and she, her name is Kirsten, and she has this vast, I'm crazy about nails. She's crazy about brains and how the brain functions and what happens when you have all of these hormone surges and what happens with stress and all of these things. And so she's able to get in there and answer your questions. And we have several resources, like an ebook and videos and stuff that we've done to help you. So okay, a whole bunch of people have joined. So I've got 10 minutes left. I should probably tell you guys who I am. Most of you know who I am. I'm Anna Seidel. I'm one of the owners. My husband and I are the owners of Bliss Kiss. You can find it at myblisskiss.com. And then I have also written over 80 articles about nail care. Although I take that back. Doug has written also some. I've republished some of his work. But we've got 80 articles there all about truthful nail care, nailcarehq.com. If you Google that, the .com, with whatever keywords of something you want to know about peeling nails, yellow nails, polish chipping, on and on and on and on, those are there. And if you don't see the answer, email me, because I will either write an article or I will handle it on a live. It's getting to the point where I can't keep up with all of the emails that people send to me, so I'm going to either turn it into an article or I'm going to answer it here. Natasha says, does putting oil on every hour or so, is that good or is it too much? I only turn the pen 5 times like you recommend. You really can't. It's like if you drink too much water. The body absorbs things very slowly. So if you were to chug the 3 liters of water that you need all at once, your body would be very unhappy. It couldn't absorb it all and you'd flush it all out. You'd be in the bathroom a lot. But your body does much better if you're consuming oil, if you're consuming oil. Good job, Anna. If you're consuming water about every hour, a cup every hour, then it absorbs it much better. So it's the same thing with the oil. If you're applying too much, it just won't absorb. So you just do it whenever your nails are feeling dry, or your skin is feeling dry. That's usually a good thing. I have found that with me working now, I oil my nails maybe 2 or 3 times a day, which is not good because now I'm starting to get those harder calluses. I need to do it more, but I'm working, I'm having fun with all of you guys. Hair floating. So no, you can't use it too much, but I definitely recommend using less. So using a whole bunch of oil one time is not going to do any good. You're just going to leave it behind. You're going to leave little greasy trails. It's going to get on your clothes, all of that. So you want just to feel this, especially if your nails are naked and you're doing the 3-day hydration treatment. You want it to just feel barely slippery. And when it stops feeling slippery, that's the time to apply more oil. Hope that helps. Eden Wells says, I struggle with peeling nails. Definitely go to nailcarehq.com and put in peeling nails and also put in strengthen brittle nails. And that will take you to articles that I've written that can help you because I've got 7 minutes left. And I could talk for a long time about it. School PE, Dolly Claus. School PE always ruins my nails because of volleyball. And that is a great example of lifestyle. Your life won't let you have long nails during volleyball. So just accept that they're going to be short during that time, just like I've accepted that mine are shorter because I love my horse. And again, you can take care of them, you can file them nicely, you can still polish them, they'll still look beautiful, but just keep them shorter and then you'll have less issues. But I bet that your polish chips faster too because of the wear and tear on your hands. So if you have to polish your nails more, that's okay. Nails by Andrea says, hi Anna, what kind of gloves? Is plastic gloves okay? For all of the stuff that I do, I use kitchen gloves around the house and stuff. I use gardening gloves. If I want to have my skin feel really, really soft, then I will put I will do our oil and lotion stick, put nitrile gloves, or you could use latex. But latex gloves are harder to find now, and I guess it's because there's so many allergies. But when I did some research on how many people on the planet are allergic to latex, it's only 1%. So I find that interesting, because nitrile gloves are everywhere. So they look like hospital gloves. You can find those in grocery stores, drugstores, all kinds of stores now. Amazon, of course. And so I'll put that on underneath my gardening gloves. What other kind of gloves do I use? I have like just general work gloves. Not the big leather ones, but I went to Home Depot and for $5 I think they're called Gorilla gloves. And I use those when I'm doing horse stuff. Yeah, I wear gloves all the time. So whatever works for you, whatever makes you happy. Gloves. Natasha says, what do you look for in a ridge filling based coat? Wow, that got a whole bunch of typos. Can you give me an example? Yes. I'm actually testing 4. I went and bought 4 at Sally's Beauty Supply, some more bigger brands. And I'm going to test those for you guys. I'm going to test them for 7 to 10 days because I want durability. So I've got one underneath here right now. I can't tell you which one it is. But it's very different. So basically you're looking for something that says it's a ridge filling base coat. It would be great if it has a slight pink tint, because then that is going to cover up the mild yellow staining that we get over time from wearing polish. So there's nothing wrong with yellow nails, and everybody wants to buff them or soak them in lemon juice, which is dumb. And all of these things, they want to make their nails whiter and then they go and put polish back on them. Why bother? Just put polish back on. So you're going to look for that, and you want to make sure that it does not contains fibers, ridge filling fibers, because those fibers do not settle into the grooves and all you end up with is fuzzy nails. So you want one that says ridge filling. It has like microparticles that actually they're like heavier. They settle into the grooves so that then you get a nice smooth finish for when you do your color. Somebody else says I used your clips last night, the manicure clips. So these little guys, last night for the first time, I was stunned how well they worked. I have a video over on YouTube for those of you who don't know about them or how to use them. Life-changing, you guys. But go over to YouTube, and it's youtube.com/C as in channel /Bliss Kiss. You will find all of the articles I'm doing that I'm dictating over. You'll find, but look for the soak and swipe video, and that will show you how it's done and how fast it works. Okay. Grant, so I started to do that. Can you go over why yellow or blue or pink stained nails don't matter? They don't matter because we're gonna just cover them up with some other beautiful color. Now granted, if your nails have been stained blue and you want to use a pale pink, that blue is going to show through. So I've discovered, with the help of my daughter, that actually using and this is my favorite, the Sally Hansen cuticle remover, actually removes that top layer of bright colored staining. It doesn't really deal with the over time yellow staining because that's penetrated a little deeper into the nails, which is why for sure you do not want to buff that off. You're just going to thin your nails. But my daughter had stained her nails blue because she didn't use a base coat, and we found out that when I was teaching her how to remove her cuticle properly, and removing the cuticle is that dead skin on the nail plate. It is not this live skin here. So a cuticle remover, you never actually want it to touch this skin, which is the main reason that I developed Simply Peel, our latex peel off product, is because I wanted to be able to protect that skin from this. So anyway, just let that sit for a little bit, swipe it off, and most of the color, if not all of the color, will be gone. How exciting is that? Oh my gosh, you guys, very exciting. Rhea says, I saw the article on how to remove nail polish correctly on your website. For now, I just keep using aluminum foil. That's fantastic. Dolly says, when I do the aluminum foil wrap with either acetone free or pure acetone, it burns my nail beds. Can you explain why or tell us how to avoid it? How much time do I have? I am going to get that 2-minute warning in no time. Okay, Dolly, I'm probably going to answer this one tomorrow, but I'll get started. It's burning your nail beds, and acetone cannot penetrate through your nail plate to your nail bed. So the nail bed is that pink part of your nail that's underneath it. That, I don't know why it burns your nail. So is it burning your nail bed, the pink part underneath, or is it burning the skin right around? Tell me that. That would help. Type that in there because then I can see it and I can address it more tomorrow, because I want to think about it for a second. There are like 2 or 3 people that I know who actually cannot do acetone. It just irritates, and it actually, because of the top surface, it is in those top surface layers, it can cause peeling for some people. Most people are just fine, but a teeny tiny fraction of people, it can be an issue. And if you're using acetone free or acetone, it's doing that. Okay, let me go into that one. I need to look into that one. Somebody says you're looking gorgeous again. Thank you. You guys are so good for my my ego. Can I use, Cyclone, can I use Simply Peel for Halloween? Yes, and I post those during Halloween and it creeps me out. But my favorite one was one of the gals who used a plastic nail tip, and she used Simply Peel to stick it. Okay, there's my 2-minute warning. To stick it to the nail plate, and then she built it up, and she had cut a nail in half, and she stuck the nail, the top part of the nail, to that and like glued it all and added Simply Peel so that she built it up so it looked like skin was coming, and then she did the same on the bottom and had it the other half, and so it looked like a nail had gone through. Oh, it was so creepy, icky, made me want to vomit, but it was so darn cool. So yes, a lot of people have done stuff that looks like their skin is ripping, and then they've added like acrylic paint or a little bit of polish and makes it all look gross and fantastic. I saw a live. Okay, you guys, there are more questions. I am going to write these down. Rhea, ask me this tomorrow, please. The live about nail files, and I will talk about where we get our nail files and why. And we do get them from the Czech Republic, but there are a few companies there, and I chose one for a specific reason. Okay, 36 seconds. So let me tie up of where you can find everything. My articles over at nailcarehq.com. If you have anything that you need to know, just Google nailcarehq.com plus a couple of keywords. It will pull up any articles that either I or Doug have written. And also for our website, And we're having a big sale right now, you guys, myblisskiss.com, and you can also find us on Facebook and YouTube. So 2 minutes, bye. Hey, it's Anna. I've written over 70 nail care articles that you can find at nailcarehq.com. And if you're looking for products that will help you have longer, stronger nails, visit myblisskiss.com. Be sure to push the subscribe button and turn on notifications to get alerted when I publish more videos. This is Anna, signing off and sending you bliss.